disruptive.
America that I fought for.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz. Fantastic day so far. So Elon Musk really exposing his true colors once again, folks. If you still think of him as the free speech advocate, the visionary that brought us a platform of open communication, really got to think again. Because the free speech advocates, even people like Ben Shapiro, there's always going to be someone and something that's going to turn this around and expose the flaws that they are. And this time, it is Nelson Mandela's grandson that is at the centerfold of Elon Musk's reign to try to silence this guy out. Before it was Alex Jones, and then he had a change of heart and be like, okay, well, people like Alex Jones and my Twitter fans are really hoping for him, so maybe I'll turn this around. But now, Nelson Mandela's grandkid is suspended from the platform. And, you know, considering that Elon Musk cries himself as being this baby of apartheid state and knows about suppression, knows about, the oppression of people and how, big giant tech companies and how people can't be communicative in such a, horrific governmental state, now is acting as that governmental state. So here's this guy points out, free speech platform X suspends the account of the grandson of Nelson Mandela, Mandela. His crime, trying to deliver food to the starving people in Gaza. Just unbelievable. And here's the proof of it itself. There's his account now being suspended because being Nelson Mandela's grandson and giving food to people in need is the most horrific thing you can do on social media. Advocating for war is fine. And, preaching for mass murder or openly stating you want to murder someone yourself, that's okay. But going to serve food to people in need is the most outrageous thing imaginable. And that's why Elon Musk had to step up and become the authoritarian figure that supposedly he was supposed to rally against. He spent $44 billion to buy out Twitter, which was inflated. It wasn't costing $44 billion to buy out Twitter. He bought this communicative platform, and now he's playing basically almost to the beta white male kind of incel followers that adore him so much, that are placating into the fact of, the world's beating up on you, you're so lonely, you're the victim, and I'm going to be the grandfather that pretends to advocate for the great uprising of your culture and your civilization. We're going to bring free speech back so that people like you have a voice, but then silence out people that are actually doing good for humanity. That's who Elon Musk is. On top of all the other things that he's notoriously famous for. Again, he's no different than any other billionaire. No different than any other billionaire. The only difference is he has a platform. So here, once again, Mandela, Nelson Mandela's grandson, is joining the Gaza-ton Freedom Flotilla, setting sail on the 26th of April. This fleet contains 5,500 tons of aid for Gaza. Guess who's trying to stop them from leaving? Biden. Guess who's planning the interception? The Israeli terrorists. So here is the horrific stunt that Elon Musk apparently had to jump on to silence this guy out.
We are all excited here in Turkey with the Freedom Flotilla being officially announced that we will set sail on the 26th of April to bring the much needed humanitarian aid to the Palestinians in Gaza. We have finally gotten through to set sail, and we are looking forward to breaking the siege and breaking the blockade on Gaza and ensuring that Palestinians and civil society in particular receives this humanitarian aid. We want to thank all those that have been a part of organizing and supporting the Freedom Flotilla, and we are certain that it will be a success.
What anti-Semitism there. God, I feel horrified. I feel vilified. My God, someone do something. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe that someone's volunteering to send a bunch of humanitarian aid to people in desperate situation. I don't feel safe. God, if only there was some catastrophic billionaire, a union buster, who could buy up a platform, advocate for free speech, and then silence those people who are making me feel ashamed. I'd be set for life. That is apparently the horrific crime that Nelson Mandela's grandkid is responsible for being silenced out on the free speech platform of X. That he is part of a mission, among other people, to send food to people in dire need. And the only reason for that is because Elon Musk, much like being in bed with U.S. governmental agencies, much like he's in bed with the intelligence services to advance his business practices, he's also in bed with Israel. He is also in bed with Benjamin Netanyahu, which is why recently Elon Musk has been doing the most hard-earned work to retweet all the posts that Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu have been placating on his platform as propaganda. It is Elon Musk's duty at this point to boast up the level of propagandization for Israel so that he can build a career, he can build up his career climbing ability and have Israel at his side for his business practices. And that's why he's advocating for genocide and dismissing humanitarian causes as some sort of threat to free speech. Meanwhile, that Elon Musk is being the threat to free speech. But Elon Musk, this is a very interesting tale, because Elon Musk used to be this kind of advocate of more the liberal class when it came to the Teslas and the electric vehicles and combating climate change. Like, he rose to fame through the liberal sense of mindset because of that. He kind of rose to fame on the lefty spectacle, if you will. And then he bought social media. He bought into Twitter. He turned it into a free speech platform, as he says. And the liberals, cut him out and stopped buying his cars. And people were awakened to the fact that Elon Musk is no different than any other billionaire. It's no different if Jeff Bezos bought, Facebook, or how Mark Zuckerberg runs social media, or any other company out there. So now Elon Musk is really exposing himself and just making a complete buffoonery of himself, because now his recent posts are taking a jab at him. Like, he doesn't even realize he's shooting the gun at himself. Just how much he's deeply in bed with the establishment, trying to pose himself as anti-establishment. This is literally the Howard Stern of the geek world, if you will. Like, this is a guy who dresses and may sound like a hippie to you, but really is a federal agent inside. He's a desperate federal agent that wants to pose himself as an outsider. That's who Elon Musk is. That's what Howard Stern is. That's what all these other people that fooled us to believe that there was something different, they aren't. They're deeply entrenched with formation. They're deeply entrenched with authoritarianism. They're deeply entrenched with the establishment, but they feel neglected so much that they want to pose themselves as being this hip outsider and get the popularity of the incel crowd, the people that feel neglected, and build up together to be these authoritarian thugs to demonize people. And it's vilifying the whole ideal of social media. When you're going against people and picking and choosing who's allowed to be on a platform, who doesn't, that ruins the idea of social media. That ruins the idea of being social on a platform. Because the whole purpose of social media, a social platform, is allowing people to speak openly and express ideas to one another and share those ideas with common people on this platform. But Elon Musk really exposes himself, even on this. This is hilarious. So he posted this meme about how climate change that he got his business interests into made thousands upon thousands of Tesla electric vehicles, has now released the Cybertruck, which is a disaster. He's calling it communism. So isn't it amazing that he's shooting the gun, but the barrel is now directed at himself? Like, he's pretending to be this outsider voice, pretending to be this cool guy at the table, but really it's folding on himself, because now he's going after climate change for saying that's communism. So does that mean that Elon Musk is supportive of communism? Is that that's what he's preaching here? Are you now subjugating yourself and exposing yourself? Like, what exactly does this meme tell about yourself when you spent your entire life, you're dedicated your businesses to fighting for climate change? Which is why I came out and I did my own little meme. Because apparently I'm that much of an asshole myself too. And I've been in a few meme wars. So I said, hey look, Elon, I could do a meme too. And I said, you sell electric vehicles to combat climate change, you dumbass. So I think I'm just more confused. I'm more confused than I am like angered at this. Because if you're saying if what you're saying is true, if what you're saying, you're preaching that going into investing into climate change is a form of communism, and you're supposed to be against communism, and an advocate for, freedom and liberty, then did you just throw yourself under the bus for that point? Is it because now that the liberal class is ignoring and not buying your cars anymore, ignoring you and throwing you under the bus, now you're siding with the right wing kind of cell community to get their support and love? I don't know what this means. I really don't know what this means. But we know that Elon Musk has, again, just like how AOC fooled us, just like how Bernie Sanders fooled us, and we've been told not to get fooled by people that speak highly and with the good looks and know how to say the right words, because even if they say the right words, doesn't mean they're always going to practice what they preach. And considering that Elon Musk is preaching that he is, dedicated to free speech, dedicated to environmentalism, dedicated to be kind of this, hipster billionaire. I'm not like the other, maniac oligarchs of the other billionaire class. I'm different. I'm more hip. I'm more concerning and understanding. But then here he is, siding with government agencies, siding with, the worst of the worst, siding with Israel, and now reposting every single hit piece done by Israeli propaganda. And even just blatantly just throwing himself under the bus by saying climate change is communism. It's a sad, depressing demise now of Elon Musk. And I feel sad for him. Because I don't know if he knows that he's doing this, or maybe he does know that he's doing this, and he's just doing it for the fact that there's going to be a blank check afterwards. Like, the more I see this, the more I understand that in order for, this billionaire class, or, you look at Hollywood, for example, or politics, in order to career climb, you basically have to become an empty vessel. You basically have to become dead inside and no longer have an identity. This is a guy who's lost his identity and just has to become a formation of the rest of the system. Like, you're no longer an individual with your own thoughts and ideas. You're now just part of a cluster of a movement, a cluster of a system that is perpetrating the same agenda that goes down destruction, even if it's everything that you personally hold against, in order for you to succeed. And that's mafia mentality. That's where, the wokeism comes from. That's where the conformation just comes into it. So I just feel sad for the guy. I mean, not really, because he has billions of dollars and he can just buy himself happiness. That's what they tell you, right? Money buys happiness. So, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Just digging himself further and further down that rabbit hole.